Good evening. This is Lena and John. We have just, from what I understand, and from what I know to be true, as we have just completed the successful exorcism of one Ted Bundy. Successful in the fact that it was determined absolutely and unequivocably that he is without redemption, remorse, or possibility of rehabilitation in the afterworld. He has been relegated, praise be God and Mother, to a dark hole for, well, I don't want to think about that thing. No, don't. Just know that he is, that energy was everywhere. And now that he's going in there, he's sucking a lot of it down there with him. Why can't he just suck all of it down there? Well, still work with that. That's why we work, right? Tonight, a reading from the book of Job. This is the word of the Lord. Bow your heads. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright, one who feared God and turned away from Satan. There were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. He possessed 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camel, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 female donkeys, and very many servants, so that this man was the greatest of all the people of the East. His sons used to go and hold a feast in the house of each one on his day, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And when the days of the feast had run their course, Job would send and consecrate them. And he would rise early in the morning and offer burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." Thus Job did continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. The Lord said to Satan, "From where have you come?" Satan answered the Lord and said, "From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it." And the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth? A blameless and upright man, who fears God and turns away from evil?" Then Satan answered the Lord and said, "Does Job fear God for no reason? Have you not put a hedge around him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face." And the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him do not stretch out your hand." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Now there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. And there came a messenger to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys feeding beside him." Lena, do you have a question? I do. I do. Is it? Yeah, of course. What is God saying to him? Have you not put a hedge around him and his house and all the... Well, it was Satan is saying this, right? Satan is saying, does Job fear God for no reason? Meaning, why do you think he fears you? Because he does not, you don't touch his things, and he lives a blessed life. But go and touch his things, and you'll see how quickly your beloved Job will curse God. All right, gotcha. Right, okay. And then the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, all that he has is in this." I understood that part. Okay. Thank God. Yeah. So what's this part? "Behold, all that," the Lord is saying this to Satan now. "Behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him Do not stretch out your hand. That material possessions are Satan's things, not... Okay, gotcha. Oh, listen to the cats going nuts outside. That's Providence, yeah. It's the energy. Oh, that energy of Bundy went kicking and screaming. Hey, that's an anagram too. I want you to look that up later. His name, a few things, but we'll talk about that privately, and then you can share it. So now they're going to go. Should we go on? No, let's leave off for here. Well, let's see. And the Lord said to Satan, Behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him do not stretch out your hand. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Okay, so we'll take it from there later, tomorrow, whatever you want. So the material possessions are the, you know, the thing there. But so wow, Jesus Christ, this is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to cats. Yeah, what is happening? Thanks be to God. Yeah. Crazy, crazy day. And I didn't see this thing coming, right? So now the twin flame of Ted Bundy, she was the final, some information that she just gave us was the tipping point that sent him all the way to hell. Mm-hmm. She has an opportunity now to start studying spirituality with Greg Allman, mm-hmm. who is in the market for a flame, and he likes her. Mm-hmm. He sees her as like a very pure and worthy spirit, and he wants to get to know her better. So she's been given this opportunity. I'm not allowed to talk to her until further notice. She gave us that information, and then John said cut her off. I don't have to block her or anything, but I cannot speak to her now until John tells me it's all right. And in the meantime, it's all in God's hands, right, John? Yes, indeed. So what did that reading have to do with Ted Bundy, do you believe? That demons are tricky, that, you know, that's all. Yeah, and actually it all comes back to that Ted Bundy was demonically possessed to such an extent that there really was not, his soul was eaten by demons. He was won over by demons. Mm-hmm. And he himself did dabble. He was a direct conduit with a Ouija board. It wasn't a second-hand thing. He was a first-hander with the Ouija board. Mm-hmm. The people never talk about this stuff when they talk about mass murderers. If they did some background checks, they'd find out that almost all of them, that's what they have in common. That's how serious it is. That's how serious it is. And you can become a murderer by association as well. Or at least a terrible sinner in many ways, but also just a dangerous person to yourself and others, just by association with someone who has dabbled with the Ouija board. What if you've helped to destroy the Ouija board? If you help to destroy it? What do you mean? Well, if you, like, so let's say you know your sister is screwing around with it, and then you find it in your sister's room, and then you take it somewhere and you destroy it. Even worse. Even worse, you can't touch it. You can't touch it and pick it up. Alright. Just wondering. Yeah. But how are people supposed to know that? That's the evil in the world that Milton Bradley actually went out and made a family game out of it, okay? So nobody does know it. So it's like, it's a terrible fucking mess how that happened. And that's part of our culture now, down here. Fucking Ouija boards. And it's a huge dark portal that creates mass murder and worse. I don't know what's really worse than mass murder and torture and maiming. I don't really know, but I really was kind of like, how could possibly this exorcism work? From Chapman, I could see. Mm-hmm. And Chapman's the guy that shot you, and I should really hate him a lot too, but I could see him being... he's completely repentant, by the way. Mm-hmm. He's gonna make it. And I got nothing against that guy. And I've said this before, so... what was the question, Lena? I don't remember. Shit. Thinking about, because when I was that age, I was right around the same age as all the girls that were getting killed that time by Bundy. I was even in Florida at one point when he was making. I was like visiting Florida with teenage girlfriends. Yeah, Lena, you don't know how close you came at one point. That's what you tell me, and I believe it now. Now, when that book came, because we would run around, drunk all night, and we got in cars with different guys we didn't know. And some of them looked worse than him. Yeah, I know. Remember those guys that followed you to the hotel? Oh, God. What am I doing? Hey, listen, I was 17, so get off my back, but still. I'm not getting off your back, not for 1 second. Well, I'm just saying, it happens all the time. Not to mention all the times you went hitchhiking, and you don't know how I was watching over you. I do know that. I do know that, honey. Thank you. I love you. I love you too, hon. I do. And I really appreciate it. And I'm glad I didn't die like that. I used to have premonitions, though, or remember dying in horrible ways, and it's like, when he was captured, Bundy, and he kept escaping. It was unbelievable. That was one of the books I read about his crimes and his trial. And I had such nightmares from that fucking. I didn't get over that. I never got over it. And what he put those girls through. And how he would even strangle them until they were dead and then resuscitate them so he could do it again, right? Then he started getting really insane and bringing 2 of them at a time and making one watch while he slaughtered the other one. Yeah. Just these insane things that, this is not a human being. Exactly. It's not. It's a dispassionate, insane, diseased demon that's getting stronger with each and every murder. And murdering angels one by one. His last victim being a little girl of 12. How is the energy of those girls? Because Bundy's flame, she's been seeing visions of them or something, from what I understand. But John told me not to ask her for any details. So, and again, I'm not allowed to talk to her right now. I don't think you will be allowed to talk to her for quite some time, so just get that out of your head and don't try to reach out to her, or I will do something to block it. I won't. I promise I won't. Don't even look. I'm not gonna... Don't check your messages, I'm telling you. I won't. They're all angels, those girls. They came down here on a mission. When they were on the other side, they knew that they were going to be bait for that particular demonic energy. So at the time that it was happening to them, they realized each one of them had an epiphany. Can I tell you? This is how it works. And they were at peace with it at the end. And this is something that their parents and everyone should realize. That at the very end, they realized, this is why I'm here. I'm completing my mission. And now I never have to come down here again. This is it. Going home. And that's all you need to know about the victims and the process. Someone has to bait them. It's what happened to your spiritual daughter, Karina, in Howard Beach. Same thing. Demon bait. Yes, she told me that on one of her last birthdays, earthly birthdays down here. She said, this is what I do. And she continues to do it out in the outer realms. She's the one who She helps she's one of the most beautiful and desirable of all angels. Karina. Her name is Karina. Just like Ted's twin flame. Do you see? She's the bait. Again. Look up the name Karina, see what it means.